Good late Sunday evening. Welcome to John Tries, the Whiskey Advent Calendar series. It is day number 7. How is everybody doing on this fine uh, Sunday evening? Yes, I am in a tux, reasons unrelated, but you don't need to get dressed up for having whiskey. I just happen to be dressed up today. It's been another late night. Again, apologies for logging on so late, but other engagements have taken me elsewhere, but that's okay. It's gonna be unusual for a Sunday. Tomorrow night will be kind of late as well. Hopefully not 2 a.m. like last time, but we'll see how that goes. But more importantly, let's get right to the whiskey. Had a 9.2 last night, which was wonderful to say the least. Let me straighten out my bow tie. I don't know. How do people keep it from just standing? How do people make sure it stands up? I can't really seem to keep it upright, but that's never there. It's so weird when you're on camera, you see yourself in the mirror. So yeah, it's weird. Um, Not many. That's why I'm here. Let's talk about the whiskey. We had a 9.2 last night. It was a 31-year Isla. Still trying to figure out what the secret Isla distillery is. So I went online to just sort of look around. Some people think it's Caoila. Some people think it's Lafroig, which would be great if it was. It didn't quite taste like Lafroig, so I'm thinking it might be Caoila. They always Master of Malt does that. They have like a secret Isla, secret Speyside. Um, but here we go. Open her up. We have day 7. There we are in the very bottom corner. All right, here we go. Let's see. There we go. Oh, okay, there we go. And the whiskey of the night is, as he wipes his nose. All right, we are headed to America with Whistle Pig, Boss Hog the Eighth, Lapu Lapu's Pacific Straight Rye Whiskey. Okay, it's our first American and it's our first rye whiskey, and it's a Boss Hog. I actually know the Boss Hog label. It is considered like Whistle Pig's premium product. So this will be fascinating. I've had their aged ryes actually a couple times. It was I think it was a 15-year rye and a 12-year. The 12-year is absolutely excellent. I was very happy with it. It's one of those weird things where it sort of sat right in the middle between peppery and smooth, and it was like the right amount of age. 15-year kind of lost a little bit. The 10-year was a bit too punchy. If I'm remembering correctly, it was a couple years ago. I was at a tasting for it, but I do like Whistle Pig quite a lot. Um, so yeah, the Boss Hog. I've not had this one. I have no idea what's called Lapu Lapu's Pacific. Lapu Lapu's Pacific. Maybe it's aged in barrels from the Pacific Ocean. I'm not entirely sure. And when I first saw this thing, I thought it said Labubu, and I was like, please God, no. But let's pour this out. See, it is a rye. I've got two ryes on my bar tab. I have a Danish rye and I have the Sazerac rye. Very basic, very nice. A rye Manhattan is really good. People really should get more into making whiskey cocktails with rye. 52.4 again. Holy crap, that's a lot of alcohol. All right, here we go. Okay, so not quite as in your face nose already as the last couple were, so it's gonna be a bit more mild, but let's take a look. Almost red like. It's almost red in hue, which is kind of interesting. Yep, those are the pepper notes. They're coming through straight away. We have the really strong spice. Cracked black pepper, brulee grapefruit, some bright orange notes in there. Tennis balls. But yeah, no, it's very spice forward. Spice forward. There's a burn in there. Spices. Salt and pepper, a little bit of mace, maybe some cardamom, maybe warm cinnamon, bit of nutmeg. So kind of baking spice like a little bit, but not quite. It's a bit more like a savory baking spice, if that makes any sense at all. Um, Give it a quick smell. And now we're starting to get a little maraschino cherry mixed in there. So this kind of would make a really nice maybe a nice Manhattan. Some maraschino cherry notes in there, more of a swirl. Bright, and we went from a brulee orange now to a bit of a nice bright orange, maybe a little bit of bright lemon now as well. So it kind of starts off a little moody, and now it's starting to, kind of open up a little bit more, almost kind of like a cat that, it's not friendly in the beginning, then you like, give it one little pat, and then it starts to feed out of your hand. All right, that's enough smelling. Let's give this a taste. Hmm. Bright vanilla, um, a nice thickness in there as well. Almost like a syrupy quality. Strong wood notes in there. Turbinado sugar, fruit. Yeah, black pepper, vanilla. Bit of tariness in there, a bit of tar. Um, it's good. It's very good. It's a very nice rye. If you like rye whiskey, this will help for you. If you like rye Manhattans, this could be a real winner for you. This will be a real winner as a rye Manhattan. Hmm. No, I don't think I have any sweet vermouth on me. So that actually probably doesn't matter. I don't even have bitters on me. Hmm. But hey, it's doing the business. It is definitely doing the business. Very nice flavors. We're now starting to get a bit more now like herbal notes in there now too. Yeah, that's actually honestly what I'm starting to like do now for these video tastings, especially for this year, because it really does seem like whenever I go to like taste some of these whiskeys, I wind up with the sensation of I wind up with this sensation of having to kind of explain that they change so much in the glass as I'm sipping it, as maybe it contacts the heat of my hand as I'm sipping it, and as I just sort of swirl it around like so. More flavors just keep coming out at you, and I think maybe it is because of how old and aged some of these are that they take a while to open up. We're talking, it's almost like wine in a way. um I've experienced this in the past before. Like I've noticed, okay, it's starting to change a little bit. All right. It's never been really quite, maybe because I am on camera and I'm talking this through openly with you guys. It's easier for me to notice it because I am trying to spout all the flavors. But so many whiskeys so far, like they're changing as we go. It's really fascinating stuff, to be honest. Hmm. Hmm. I have to say, the more I keep drinking it, the more I like it. It is the peppery notes that they start off with, they're kind of now starting to take a backseat to a more like caramelly, syrupy, like bruleed fruit kind of notes as well that are heavily spiced with pepper, nutmeg, a little bit of cinnamon, some cardamom in there. Probably from using proper glasses, but I always use this to drink whiskey out of, so it's not like it's entirely all that different. Like I've used these Glencairn glasses for years now, and then I just tripled my supply in one fell swoop. But yeah, that is a fantastic tipple. Very summery, very bright, very fun. So on a scale of 1 to 10, it's not getting me going as much as last night's. So I think a solid rating is, I'll be generous. I'll just say it's an 8.5 out of 10. It's very nice. If you like rye, this will be right up your alley. I'm not a huge fan of rye per se. I like it. I can see myself getting into it, but it's not quite my preferred style. And I know people are marking the scorecards. I want to see these damn scorecards. I'd love to see like someone keeping like a record. I wonder what the lowest one I've ever rated is. I know I had some stink. I know I've had in the counters. I've had some stinkers, but it's very nice, very flavorful. Yeah, the herbal notes are now coming in. The fruit notes, it's like we started off with the spice notes, then we got the fruit notes. Now we're getting the herbal notes, and that tennis ball aroma is now kind of coming back a little bit too. Hmm. All right, happy Sunday, everyone. I'm gonna finish this up. Cheers.